I will be showing you how to make stuffed cabbage today, and I'm going to tell you more about that when we do part 2 of this video. But the first thing is you have to boil the cabbage leaves, and I want to do that now so that they'll have time to cool and stuff while I'm grocery shopping, and I can do this video later. So there's recipes say there's different ways even to boil it. Some call for boiling the cabbage in salted water. I'm going to use water with a low sodium, low calorie bouillon cube instead. Some say to remove the outer leaves, which the outer leaves are what you're going to be using, but okay, I'll remove 2. And now the big thing is with lettuce, you take the head of lettuce and you slam it on something and you can just pull out the core. I don't think that's going to work with cabbage, but I'm so tempted to try it. I'm trying to remove anything glass that's going to fall off, so I'm going to try that first. If it doesn't work, I'm going to boil it whole and then I'll remove the core after. Okay, this is crazy. Oh, it almost worked. Well, it kind of smooshed it. So I will cut it out. But it works really good with a head of lettuce. Anyway, I was going to add this to boiling water, and then I realized that would be kind of dangerous. So I'm going to put it in this pot of water that's not yet boiling, and then put it on the burner. So this head of cabbage should probably come to a boil for about 15 minutes because you want the leaves to be supple so that you can fill them later and roll them up. So you want to boil for about 15 minutes, and then I'll show you how to a mixture for the insides, and we'll have some stuffed cabbage. Okay, I'm back. This is still the stuffed cabbage recipe. You didn't really think I was going to wear my bikini the whole time. Surely you didn't. Anyway, I'm not going to call this galumpkies because I feel like somebody who makes authentic galumpkies would have my head for trying to call these that. So this is just a healthy stuffed cabbage dish, and going to say. Cabbage is great. It has no starch. It has potassium, calcium, vitamin C, and many other good nutrients. And I don't want to make this stuffed cabbage be just like stuffed peppers, except in a cabbage leaf. So I'm thinking way out of the box and making this cabbage stuffed with things that I think are healthy and covered in a sauce. So I'm using Boca meatless ground crumbles instead of the Morningstar. This time I'm using the Boca brand. And you already saw me boil the cabbage. I have about a cup of diced orange and green peppers. I'm trying to think of different colors. And the sauce is red, that's why I didn't use red peppers. A 1/4 cup of diced onion, and a heaping 1/3 of a cup of diced mushroom. And I use this handy tool to get them really small. I'm using just any store brand tomato sauce. So the question was tomato sauce or tomato soup, because many recipes use tomato soup. So I read the label, and the soup had water and lots of spices and other things added to it, so I thought, well, I'll just make my own. So I am going to make the sauce out of, I saved some water from where we boiled the cabbage. I would not have done that if it were potatoes or corn or spaghetti, because it would have been very starchy, which makes things thick, but that's not really best for our body. So I did save a 1/2 cup of water. I have a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce, and you're seeing me just make this up. So I'm mixing it together, and it's a little loose, very much like soup. Probably okay, and you might use less water. And I'm just going to use Old Bay low sodium seasoning. This is a very good mixed spice. I'm going to use what looks like a teaspoon in my hand or more. And what I decided to do, I was pondering yesterday, should I spice the mixture differently than I spiced the sauce? And if so, how? And I decided, no, I'll make the mixture, put a little bit of the sauce in the mixture and stir it up, and then pour the rest of the sauce over it. So that leaves us with putting the mixture together, rolling it in our nice cabbage leaves that we just peeled off the head of cabbage after we boiled and strained and cooled it. We're going to put it in this baking dish. I have the oven heating to 350. I'll go ahead and spray the bottom. I don't expect any sticking, but why not? Now I'm using this glass bowl so you can see maybe, but it might overflow on me. So I have a cup and a half of the Boca crumbles, my mushrooms, onions, and I'm going to overflow this bowl, and the peppers. So this is all the stuff that will go inside the stuffed cabbage, and I'm just going to make as many as I have cabbage. I'll make as many rolls as I have stuffing. I'm afraid my bowl's going to overflow here, but let's see. I'll mix these together. It's going to look nice and colorful. Now I chose not to use, definitely I would not have used rice. If I'd had millet, I would have used it. I didn't want to use bulgur because I just used that in stuffed peppers. I didn't see any reason why I would put eggs in here. And I understand that you're thinking it like meatloaf and you want it to stick together, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour a little bit of my sauce, which ended up to be about 3/4 of a cup. So probably I'm going to end up pouring 1/4 of a cup in here. And now we'll spoon this. I think that I'm actually going to take 1/4 cup per cabbage leaf, and I won't roll all the cabbages on tape because it'll be too long for YouTube if I do that. So let's see how it's going to work. I'd like to get one out that I haven't torn. I don't know if it's always going to be possible. That one looks a little torn. So 1/4 cup. It's supposed to go right in the middle, and then roll them up the best you can and place them down so that the seam is in the bowl. I also think I should have cooked my cabbage head longer. The leaves in the middle are still kind of hard, so I might have to cook it some more, maybe in the microwave. Now, like I said, my leaves are ripped here, so after I cook it, and when I want to serve it, I'll have to use a spoon, to very carefully put them on a plate, but after that, it's going to be fine. People aren't going to pay that much attention to that. They're just going to get their knife and fork and go to town. That one came out nice where the seam is down. Right, last one, and then I'll turn the film off. And I am going to bake them for 20 minutes. Why only 20 minutes? Well, because it's not hamburger and there's no rice or anything in it, so it should cook fine in 20 minutes. If you think that they don't look nice and yummy after 20 minutes, just cook them a little bit longer. Now, I will use the rest of the sauce. I will just pour it over them, and I think it will create some more sauce juice as it's baking. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue rolling until I'm out of my stuffing, and then I will bake them for 20 minutes, and then I will show you. That one really fell apart. I'll show you how it comes out. I'm still working on rolling my cabbage, but my camera cut off, and when I was reviewing it, I could see that you didn't see me placing them in the dish. So this is me placing them in the dish. I can probably fit 4 more, and then like I said, I'll bake them for at least 20 minutes. Okay, I ended up with 9. I just took them out of the oven. I think they look and smell great. I would say if you had a baster, like a turkey baster, that would be great. I don't have one, so I just decided to use my brush. Ouch. Little brush here to put the sauce on them. They look really good. I will see if I can zoom in on these in just a moment. 9, so let me see. Some of you do like to have an idea of how many calories are in food, so let me check for you. I being one of them.